Going to start this lecture in Zoom, and then I'm going to get out of Zoom. Should be transparent to the user. Okay, so this is Iraq 1, background to Gulf 1. So this is basically the war before the war, 1991. So now I'll get my head out of the way here. And you can see what we're going to cover. So this is just background. Okay, I'll let you take that down. Now, before, now 30 years ago, well, nearly 29 years ago, before the United States and other countries fought openly in the Middle East, there was an ongoing struggle for the whole territory. And in the 20th century, the main reason for the struggle was oil. It's just not that complex, because the world oil reserves generally sit under the deserts in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Iran, and so on. And so to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, let's have a look at this map. And this is how you learn world history. You find out where the Americans have gone to war. So you can see that you've probably will recognize a number of the countries' names here. And we're looking at, interestingly, countries that are considered to be, are often spoken about as being part of the Middle East, but really they're North Africa. Because if you look over here, I think, no, wait, it should be this side. Yeah. If you look over here, I would expect, you'll see Libya and Egypt and Sudan. That's the top of Africa, right? And then the Middle East proper is really officially from Saudi Arabia through to Afghanistan. Yeah, through to Afghanistan. Duh. Okay, sorry. And Afghanistan is not an oil-rich nation. But these other countries are, and they sit, and the reason is that they sit on top of the crust, the crustal plates of old seabeds. Because you get oil when a bunch of creatures die, basically, and then they get pressed and squeezed into oil. You got to have the right kinds of creatures. So that's what we're pumping out of the ground. Okay, so let me then focus on what this specific war in 1991 is going to be about. And I'm going to come back to the history, but I want you to see these maps. And so you can see here Iraq, and, or as the Americans call it, Iraq. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly either, but I know that Iraq is wrong. Like, it always takes me about a year to remember that Labaki, the person I call Labaki, Nadine Labaki, is actually Labaki. Oh, perfect. Frozen. Anytime now. There we go. Oh, you gotta love Zoom. So yeah. So here, I just want you to get us at the situation. I'll put these maps up again as I talk, but here is Iraq, and down at the bottom below me, you'll see this little red outlined area with the blue crosses around it. And the red area is Kuwait. And it was invaded in August of 1990 by the Iraqis. And there are reasons for that. Okay. Let me also go one more slide onward. So I will come back to these as we need them. The other slide, this next slide, is, as you can see, world oil reserves by region. So you can see that for all that North America is really very rich in oil reserves. And a lot of that is because of the North. I mean, it's again, oil reserves tend to form where there is very, very old fossil decay. And that's why we call them fossil fuels. And so you can see here that there are proven reserves in grain. It's probably on that side of me. And which means that they know, how much is there, and undiscovered or unproven reserves are in yellow. on the bar chart on the map. So you can see that really the Middle East holds this enormous quantity of oil, and that is why people are interested in the Middle East. That is why nations are interested in the Middle East. You can see otherwise the way that the rest of the reserve are sort of distributed around the globe. Okay,